So after finding these readings from the pool, I still had a lot of unanswered questions. So I thought there's got to be some other ways that the sickness is spreading once it gets out of the pool area. And to answer those questions, I talked to our Neuqua Valley school nurse.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Schmidt. I'm one of the school nurses that works here. One of the common questions people ask is there like a cutoff for how high your fever has to be? Typically, it does, we send home kids who have fevers over 100 degrees. Now that said, you don't have to stay at school if you don't meet that fever criteria, if you're showing some other symptoms that are alarming. And we normally will work with the student if they're, feeling different kinds of symptoms other than a fever, if they're in pain, if there's some other kind of factor going on that might make it so that they're not safe to be here. Typically at any kind of like school environment, work environment, people do start to get ill, typically they'll be like, in the fall, in the winter, maybe again like that early spring transition. A lot of factors, environmental, once people start getting ill and spending a lot more time indoors, it's easier to trap those like airborne viruses, things that happen when you cough and sneeze, and then you're, maybe touching door handles, handrails on stairs, things like that. So if there's in the main building 3,000 something kids, that's overall, but 3,000 kids, staff, that's a lot of pairs of hands that are all, reaching for the same doorknobs, reaching for the same stairwell railings. And so if somebody had coughed on their hand that day, there's a lot of potential for spreading, any kind of like bacteria or virus that might have been in, like a sneeze or a cough.
Okay, well, that's everything. So.
All right, great. Well, it was nice to meet you.
So I thought it was interesting that she brought up this point about washing your hands. I can attest to, being a boy, going in the boys' bathroom a lot, that it's definitely less than 50% the amount of people that go in versus the amount of people that wash their hands when they're in there. But that's also to say that not everybody who goes into the bathroom goes to the bathroom. So I don't know how reliable that statistic would be for you. There are other issues at hand. It's still not where it should be, 100%. And it's not just me that's finding that. I interviewed a couple more students specifically about bathrooms and hygiene of high schoolers and what they thought. So here's the...
Actually, I've seen plenty of guys at Neuqua who don't wash their hands after using the urinal, and that just makes me want to puke.
I think people get sick all at the same time is because nobody has really personal hygiene. They don't really understand how to take care of themselves and how to keep others from getting sick.
During all this running around, something actually really interesting happened. I was just at school and I went to one of the water fountains to fill up my water bottle. I filled it up and I'm walking away and I'm looking at my water bottle and I'm like, why is the water so dark and murky? I took a photo of it. Here it is. Beautiful, right there. It's great. I walked into class and I was like, why is the water so murky? And they're like, oh, it's tiny air bubbles in the water from the pipes. And this was new. I'd never heard of that before. So I thought, okay, because the murkiness goes away after a while. It can't be something that's in there. But I thought, how clean is the actual drinking water at our school? Maybe if I did the same chlorine and pH tests on the pool water, I could do it on drinking water and find out how safe our drinking water is too. So I took another sample of drinking water at our school and brought it back to do some analysis. Okay guys, what's up? I'm back here at the club, but I'm not down in the lifeguard room like I was last time. I wanted to do it in a little different location just to vary it up, a little bit. I don't know. But I have the drinking water from school, from the drinking fountain, and I've got the pH and chlorine test kit, so we're going to find out what's in our water. So just like last time, just gonna fill up each side full with water. Then we're going to fill it with the same amount as last time, throw the lid on top, and give her a shake. Time for the results. According to the EPA, allowable chlorine levels in drinking water is up to 4 parts per million. And what we see in our test results of drinking water isn't even above 2. So as far as drinking water goes, the chlorine levels in that are within the upper limit of 4. So with pH, the range gets even wider. It's not as big as a variable, it seems, as chlorine. What I can find online is it says while the ideal pH level of drinking water should be between 6 and 8.5, but even with that 6 to 8.5 range, the results of the drinking water in Neuqua Valley still fall within that range, so it should be safe. So now that we've looked at the pool water, the drinking water, and just learned about different ways that the Neuqua Plague can spread around the school, it's kind of easy to get in a negative viewpoint of everything, but really there are a lot of things that we can be doing right now to help stop that spread of the Neuqua Plague and help Neuqua Valley students get healthier. And not only Neuqua Valley students, this goes for every high school. There are things that you can be doing right now as a student or as a teacher or as a family member to help people not get sick. This here is an amazing idea from the nurse.
So what they recommend is to wash your hands for 20 seconds, and that what really helps is the vigorous rubbing action of washing your hands is what will slough off the germs and bacteria. 20 seconds is a long time. You will be able to sing happy birthday twice during that span of time. Next time you're in the bathroom and you hear somebody repeatedly singing happy birthday, maybe they had just gotten this message and they're just trying to keep clean.
So the next time I go into the bathroom, I better be hearing that song humming from everybody. Before I go, I just want to thank everybody that was involved, all the interviews, all the students, all the people that let me get the footage. And also, legal disclaimer, I'm not trying to say or prove anything or convict anyone or expose anyone. I'm just trying to bring up ideas about the health of Neuqua Valley and try and get questions answered. But now with all this information floating around your mind, I want you to think about your time in Neuqua Valley and how much you've dealt with the sickness and how it's affected you and what you think you can change in your life to maybe make that better. Before this docuseries comes to an end, I'm just going to leave you with some news clips from other schools and what they've been doing to help improve the health of their own schools. But thank you everyone for watching, and if you have more questions, please get them to me any way that you can. Enjoy the rest of this video.
It is all hands on deck for that effort today, sanitizing classrooms and common areas especially, according to the Salamanca City Central School Superintendent. The crews have a well-coordinated plan, working front to back in all the school buildings, hitting the doorknobs, computer mouses, desks and chairs, among other things, with a Board of Ed approved chemical meant to wipe out viruses like the flu.
Water fountains, paper towel dispensers, and anything else that gets touched by infected hands.
Spraying down every wall, every shelf, every desk. This cleaning crew is trying to wipe out the flu bug that prompted Bonham ISD to shut down its schools.
Taking their classrooms back. This heavy-duty cleanup after the flu caused hundreds of kids to fall sick, even a handful of teachers. Today, they're going after anything that could be problematic.
As a social studies teacher, deep cleaning the cafeteria was not part of Kendall and Burns' job description. But when her school is in need, she and other staff members volunteer to help.